Yeah, I mean, we had a ton of trust in each other. Coach is always positive. Even in his negative messages, he always finds some positive in it. So he's just telling us we're getting good shots. Those shots are gonna fall, but we came out real sluggish in the second half, and that can't win us games, especially on the defensive end. We didn't get stops. I think they were shooting some crazy number like 58% from the field after the second media. So we knew that we had to lock in on defense, and then eventually our shots started falling there at the end. Oh, yeah, that was me. I just got hit in my eye. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully. Feels good right now.
As long as you can see yourself in the mirror.
Exactly. Take my selfie.
You know, you guys, you and Terrell and I think Silva were like a combined 1 for 9 first half. So it's just
Well, I didn't make one. So who was it?
It was me.
But I mean, so you go in halftime and you say, just keep shooting.
I mean, yeah, coach is telling us that we just gotta have the confidence to keep shooting. We have the green light, get the ball inside, and just keep doing what we do. Sometimes shots don't fall, but we can't let that discourage us from keep attacking and keep shooting. And towards the end of the second half, we kind of caught fire a little bit and led us to the W.
You guys haven't faced more than maybe 5 minutes of zone this year. Did it catch you off guard, or?
We had a ton of time to prepare for it this week in practice. So our coach basically told us, like, the game plan. Now it's just time to attack it and play out of it. We knew where we needed to attack. We were getting to those spots, but we just literally weren't making shots. So that was kind of difficult for us to still continue to buy in because we haven't seen it in a live action. So a lot of times guys will veer off and try to do their own thing, but we stuck with the game plan. Coach told us they literally went and rediscussed the game plan that they had previously discussed during halftime, and then came and told us the same thing and just said we just have to go out there, execute, and play better.
Oh, your shot there, buzzer three, kind of hanging on you a little bit. Beat the buzzer with that flip tray out there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was super lucky.
Super lucky?
Super lucky. Yeah. It's about that time of the year, huh?
Yeah, it's about that time.
Nice game for you. 6 assists, 9 rebounds. Clean 4 at halftime and things like that. But give me a general statement on the way you played. And, you guys had to kind of gut it out.
Yeah, I had a slow start shooting-wise, but coach kept telling me just have confidence, and I tried to create for others, get some assists, and help kind of rebound. I was kind of the one who would get the tip outs. Bryce was telling me just stay by the free throw line, he'll tip it to me. So that was I think that was key to the game in the first half and second half. So yeah, we just had to keep pushing.
A couple of threes you hit in the end were really deep. Are you in range like the moment you cross half court?
Well, coach has faith in me to shoot the ball, and he told me that plenty of times this week coming into this game, and so I just stepped up and shot it. Went in. So.
He makes those a lot. He's pretty humble, but yeah, he makes those.
Is that the tallest team you played all year?
Gotta be.
Pretty tall.
San Jose State?
Nah, I think this team might be taller.
They're tall on the perimeter too.
Yeah.
So, and what was the difference? They didn't have their point guard, I guess, who's academically not as old. Did you see any difference there, or did that matter to you?
I guess for me, like the point guard they missed is a pretty good shooter. So that kind of gave a little bit of freedom for me to kind of get in the gap and help a little bit more. But other than that, it was fine.
Daejon, it feel good to beat your home team?
It feels good to win any games right now, but yeah, it does. It does. I mean, a lot of those guys are like guys who I grew up with. Like Jaden was my teammate's younger brother growing up, and he was always like kind of in the shadows. So it's good to see him being like as highly touted as he was coming out of high school, and just being able to perform and play against a lot of guys from my city is super nice. But obviously I know some of the coaches over there, so after the game I can say a little words to them.
I know Stewart was in foul trouble, but you guys also did a pretty good job defensively on him. What was that about?
Our anchors, Fire.
Fire helps us a lot, controlling bigger, stronger guys. So when we go to get out of Fire, we just got to make sure we scramble and take the others coming out of it. And I thought we did a pretty good job of that today.
Hi, Daejon. Butler game back in Thanksgiving.
really similar to this in some ways. How do you think maybe that game and some of the other games that they faced, but maybe specifically that one, really helped you guys stay mentally prepared for what was going to be a really tough game and staying in it towards the end, and then not just pulling away with the lead at the end, but maintaining that too, which was obviously a different result from Butler? I think we learned a lot from the Butler game. That loss really hurt. And we were also, similar to this game, we were kind of down a lot of the game, especially the beginning of the second half in that game, similar to this game. And we fought back in the Butler game, and we fought back in this game. And, I mean, different results, but we just know that when we keep fighting, we can do good things.
And for me, after the Butler loss, I put a lot of the blame on myself for a long time, and it hurt a lot. So knowing that that I'm so passionate about the game and I care about it so much, whether it's dealing with the illness or get hit in my eye, going through concussion protocol, and just trying to figure everything out throughout the entire first half. I think that just that feeling after the Butler game really stuck with me, and it allowed me to get back out there and will myself to fight for my teammates and do anything I can to come out victorious.
You think that you guys live and die by the three, or what's your attitude on that?
I would say no. For this game, it was a little unique because of their zone. I think we had to make shots this game. It's a little tough to get it inside, which it was a point of emphasis to get inside, but sometimes we have to just knock down shots. But, I mean, I would say for the rest of the season, our point of emphasis isn't just live and die by the three. We like to get it inside and things like that. But I think this game was a little unique in that way.
Coach is on his way. We got time for one more.
Okay.
That's nice.
Thank you.
All right. First thing I'll say is that Washington's a really good basketball team. They're tough to defend. They're tough to play against on the other end as well. Their zone is. There's really nothing you can do to make final preparations because unless our guys grow arms that are about 6 inches longer each one and have the athleticism and stuff like that, you can't be fully prepared till you get to the game. But I did think we made some adjustments in the game, and not X and O adjustments, but the guys made adjustments to be a little bit more aggressive and make plays, which was beneficial. But the reality is our defensive performance outside, I would say, the first 8 minutes of the second half was really good, and super proud of the guys for that. And my last initial comment is I thought six-man club was fantastic, and the crowd was really good as well. And it was really neat to see Maples make an impact on the game, and I really believe it did.
What is it about this team that makes these types of big comebacks possible?
It's defense. It's getting stops and multiple stops in a row. I believe it was a 58% shooting performance in the second half for them at the 12-minute mark. And by the end of the game, it was in the 30s, and so we were able to do it on the defensive end. And then we do have some talented guys, and once we relaxed a little bit and just made some plays, and it wasn't perfect, it wasn't pretty all the time, but we did have guys make plays, and that was, look, we can drop all the pretty plays as coaches and that kind of thing, but guys need to make plays, and we certainly had some guys do that today.
Well, Oscar in particular looked very timid in the first half, but in the second half, he was taking it to him.
Yeah, and he's very cerebral, and that's a problem sometimes. I actually put that on the practice plan on Wednesday. I said, and it was good the first couple days of prep on Monday and Tuesday that we were cerebral. We're talking about game plan, how we're going to attack, but my attitude was get rid of cerebral and for Wednesday and Thursday, and let's go out and just play. And he didn't get that memo until halftime today, and but in the second half he was much more effective.
If that point guard would have been there for them, would they have zoned up? Would they have played man, or what would they have done?
You're asking the wrong coach on that one.
Okay.
You're asking the wrong coach.
So you expect more zone from down the line, or you expect more man?
I think it's going to be team by team, game by game. I think our confidence will grow against the zone. And we can put lineups out there with really good shooters. We can put some really good passers out there, and I think the more zone we see, the more comfortable we'll get. We definitely did some positive things at times against the zone, not for the whole 40 minutes, but at times we did some good things.
Did their lack of a star point guard affect you at all?
Not really. The game plan-wise, we didn't have to adjust anything. We were going to be consistent with what we were doing. Obviously, from their standpoint, I'm sure that makes a major impact. But from our standpoint, it was prepare as normal, and we have to be able to adjust. Just because that information came just before the game, it's the same thing as if somebody gets foul trouble or any kind of a number of things that can make you adjust on the fly during the game.
It seemed like in the second half you got a lot of the offense talk about some of the adjustments that allowed you to score 41 in the second half?
No question. Look, guys did make shots, but when we can get inside out, man or zone, that's what good offense is. And somebody asked me earlier, do I want to shoot more three-point shots? And I just want the right shot for the team, the right player shooting the shot, the right time on the shot clock, and we were able to get a little bit more of that. But when you get the ball inside, you have the luxury of making that happen. The defense has to collapse and make adjustments, and then as long as you're on balance and find the open guy, good things are going to happen. So it was certainly an emphasis the entire game, but our guys really embraced it and were tough enough to be able to get in there a little bit more effectively in the second half.
Ty's always played a mature type of game all through high school. Did you think that would translate so quickly to college?
You never know with a freshman how quick the transition is going to be. The physicality is so much different than the high school level, but Ty played such a high level of high school basketball and such a high level of AU basketball that I did think he was prepared. And I think it was still a shock as he got here to see how big and fast and strong everybody was. I don't know if I was or was not surprised or what my expectations were, but I will say my expectations were for him to be a big-time player on a team this year.
Isaiah Stewart has scored 14 or more, I think, in every game this year, and you held to 4 tonight. How are you able to do that?
Well, our guys played their tails off. We were physical on the box outs for the most part, and then we were doubling the post and trying to get the ball out of his hands. And our guys really flew around well. There was, some other players that really did a nice job for them, but I think that was a key that they weren't able to just get buckets inside too often. And the guys swarming around and executing the game plan there was good.
Davis said he's okay from that ball. How about Wills? Is he all right?
I'll go back and get the full reports later, but I'm hopeful.
The last three by Ty, I mean, that was deep. Is that just the confidence he has in that situation?
Well, Ty has a lot of confidence for a reason. He's worked really hard. He's a big-time player. And I think if you asked him candidly, do I have confidence in him, he doesn't need to share the text message that I sent him last night, but to say that I have confidence in him would be an understatement.
How about the play of Jones? He hit some big shots early, and you needed him tonight.
Yeah, I mean, if he didn't make a couple threes early, it could have been a redo of the Kansas game kind of thing of not being able to get shots. And so his three-point shooting, he's confident. He has the ability to get shots off. He has length. He gets it off quickly. He always will have the green light.
Coach, I know it's early, but you guys are alone at top of the Pac-12 at 2-0. How important is it to get off to a good start in conference play?
It's important. The reality is I walked out with the staff just now, and this is what we need to expect every game, just an absolute battle. And it's the scheduling worked out so that we're at home right now, which is great, and hopefully we can take advantage of that. But home or road, you're going to have to be resilient. You're going to have to play defense. It's a long, long journey, but it's a fun journey right now because of the guys we have right now, and I'm excited to keep going with it.
Coach, you got guys on the team 18 to 21, 22 years old. You face a lot of adversity in this game. When you're at that age, you're a young adult. What kind of lessons do you think that they've learned in this program on campus that prepared them for this moment to not let it get too big for them and be able to handle the adversity?
The whole Stanford experience is a process. In this game, and this season isn't about this moment in this game. It's about everything that led up to it. The fact that we went to Italy this summer and had the shared experiences, some adversity, some great moments, some awesome experiences. We have the past years of some success and some failures. And then being at Stanford, it puts you in a position to fail sometimes. It puts you in a position that's going to challenge you. And all of those things make up our team. It's the challenging practices. It's the relationships. It's, being able to cry on somebody's shoulder and pat them on the back, and when they're too confident, bring them back down. But Stanford is all those things, and I believe Stanford basketball is all those things. And we still have a group. Look, we have a long way to go still. This is a journey, and we're certainly not at the top of any mountain, but it's been a fun path so far, and we're going to keep fighting.